by saying, welcome everyone. And we are women of influence that are speaking today. The entire audience is made up, and anyone that's listening afterwards is a woman of influence because you've put your investment into joining us. And so if something we say sparks you, I want you to run with it. And another time you're going to present and spark something else, and we're going to run with it. And that's the beauty of the sisterhood, of us gathering together, because there was a study out of the University of Southern California by Dr. Klein and another PhD who said the physiological response of women when they're stressed, okay, is to bond together with other women. There's this release of serotonin and so forth that actually buoys our physiological responses, and then of course our moods. And once we're in a better mood, we can take steps towards correcting whatever has bogged us down, because things will bog us down. So and that just incidentally differs from the physiological responses and the nuances of men when they're under stress is to isolate. Right. So isn't that encouraging that physiologically, not only does it feel good to network with other women, but physiologically, it's just like a complete win-win. So I want to speak today about financial freedom. I've spent 42 years managing money for high net worth clients and financially planning for high net worth clients on a fiduciary basis. And I did so with a lot of fervor because I think we have two assets in life: time and health. And we ought not to waste either one of them. I'm also a certified grief coach, and I have held the hands of numbers, dozens of people as they're transitioning. And I have counseled people and families during those upcoming weeks and months. And this is a situation that I want to impart upon us. Pick up the obituaries. I suspect 97% of the people, if not north of that, didn't plan on being there yesterday. And then I talk with the survivors of those unexpected or premature deaths. And they said, here's what they didn't say: I wish I would have beaten the Standard & Poor more quarters, right? Nobody says that on their deathbed. They say, I wish I would have taken the trip that we always dreamt of. I wish I would have spent more time with my grandkids or kids or partner. And so in essence, I want us to attain financial freedom now. Let's build the foundation blocks, lay the foundation blocks now so that we can build upon them and continue on this journey called financial freedom. It's a journey, and that's not meant to be hard. Life is a journey, right? Anything that's long-term is something that we want to face the fact of, this is important. And you can live your life without broccoli or without skydiving. You cannot live your life without managing your money effectively, or your life will be much more haphazard and perhaps filled with fraught and fear than it needs to be. So what do I mean? I mean financial freedom is within our grasp, women. Now, women are hardwired with common sense, but somehow, and especially women north of age 50, have been horribly socialized around money, such that they have not been given the vocabulary, the training, and so forth, nor the societal encouragement or family encouragement to go ahead and take responsibility for their own money. And I'm not blaming women north of 50 that have received that socialization. They oftentimes played the dutiful role of wife, mother, whatever, partner. And there's no shame in that. And yet, if we are undersaved, if we find ourselves underinvested to take us the long term, then we need to bring that into our conscious focus and say, it's not our fault, women, that we may have had a later start, or we may have not gotten the information that would have catapulted and compounded our savings as it might have otherwise done. And yet it is our responsibility. So in essence, all of these hard wiring of common sense that women have, somehow money is kind of like over here, like separate. And that's nonsense. I don't know I do know how that happened. A lot of it is socialization, and fear, right? And we need to bring that, I was raised in a farm, silo called money right here within our grasp. Because practiced 42 years as a certified financial planner, active money manager. And now the last 2 years, I have a new company called Women Navigating Finances as a financial coach for women, because wherever you are is the perfect place to start. I want to spend no time wishing for a better yesterday. I don't want us to be burdened with shame. I want us to let that go, because here's the ingredient for women in particular to succeed and bring financial freedom within ourselves, our mind, our heart, and our being. And that is, we need to release this whole notion of being perfectionist. Oh, we can't make a financial misstep, misstep. And oh, I made a horrible financial misstep. And when I was in practice, people would say that to me, and I would say, okay, so tell me about it. And they would tell me about it. I said, and I'd repeat the exact words. I said, and what else? And they'd say, well, oh, that was it. Whoa, if that was it, we're golden, right? I made a big financial misstep. Yes, I did. In the business, it happens. If Warren Buffett can make at least $4 billion mistakes, who are we to think we are above that bar? We're not. So let's just manage our expectations, right? That's a big point towards getting women into the conversation and into the practice of imagining our financial freedom. Number 2 is to limit our risks. If we can keep our financial car's tire out of a deep pothole, a misstep, if you will, it's going to give us much more time to proceed along our route. Dr. Susan Jeffers, my dear late friend, said that the scout, if you will, the intuition, if you will, is that scout that's gone ahead. I've gone ahead for 44 years, and I can circle back and say, gals, watch that pothole near the right-hand side, and you go around that. See, so that way we can help each other. We want to manage our risks. We want to understand risk, and it's a 4-letter word, but it's not a negative 4-letter word. See, because there's a ton of return, at least historically speaking, in the stock market, and it's depressed now. You set our expectations around the facts, if you will, the truths about money, then we are not going to elevate ourselves in our minds like, okay, so we're going to exactly as we hoped, we're going to castigate ourselves. This is nonsense. Any more than we would castigate a small toddler learning to walk and the toddler falls. No, we say, come on, Sally, get up. And the question is, who are we learning from? So we want to learn from people that have gone ahead and have been successful in this field. And finally, it's not enough to get money right once. We need to get money right again and again and again, which is why I call it the financial freedom journey. Yes, it's write down a few of your dreams so that they're top of mind. And Reverend Ross does a wonderful work with vision boards. And you should save and invest more. I want you to have another short-term, middle-term, long-term, snappy and slick. When you're marketed to buy yet one more electronic gadget or anything, you say, in the past, I would have done that because it could be delivered to a locker within 2 miles in 10 minutes. But now I want that lake home more than I want this intermediary siphoning off of my power and my control. So I want us women to bring our control home. And we can do that by understanding that money is a common sense endeavor, and money buys a lot of wonderful experiences. I'm not convinced, and not deluded in the least, that you must have money for everything. Yet, and I'm very clear on this, if money can solve it, it's not a problem. And all you need is a terminal illness or someone near you that's had one to know that money is not. If money can solve it, it's not a problem. Instead of, oh, that stock market, it's down. What will I do? Well, the first thing is you're never going to be in that frightful situation again, because you're going to have enough cash flow, enough dry powder to get. That's the issue, is what happens when the market goes down. Well, we know that the market is women. So in essence, we want to understand in our minds first, we can do it, women. Yes, we can. Secondly, we want to lay out some goals that we're going to aim for, because those are going to be front of mind and enable us towards our financial freedom. So we're going to build on those wins that we have already logged. Remember, just write down a few things in your life that you never thought you would have accomplished, and you did. And that's what you're building on, because wins compound onto wins. And once we do that, we're going to then unleash our mind and our heart and our empowered future, the freedom to do what we want. So I would love to have you join me in that endeavor. And what I'm going to give you today is a little thing I put together called 10 mistakes. Now, I made this a little bit before I decided to use the word missteps, because that's so much more forgiving than mistakes. But go to womennavigatingfinances.com, and I'll put it in the chat later, womennavigatingfinances.com /10 mistakes. The 10 is 10 mistakes. And that's going to give you a little bit of a framework of various aspects of your whole financial realm, your whole financial plan, because you might have forgotten about a risk that you should otherwise insure. Like I always say, one lawsuit ruin your whole morning. So you want to make certain that the groups of zero risks are insured. You're going to give those over to an insurance company in exchange for a premium. And then you're going to go about budgeting, figuring out where your money's going now, so that you can divert it if it needing smart investing to meet your goals and bring financial freedom home to each one of you. So I am just ecstatic to be here. Everybody is going to give us different angles, and I hope I've piqued your interest at this point to imagine yourself as financially free. We can do it, women. Yes, we can.